What is ghosting? Ghosting, the term we often hear in the context of dating and relationships, is a behavior that has become increasingly common in our digital age. But what exactly is ghosting, and why does it happen? Let's break it down. Ghosting is the act of suddenly and without warning ceasing all communication with someone you've been interacting with. This can happen in dating, friendships, or even professional relationships. It's like the person you were talking to disappears into thin air, hence the name ghosting. The reasons behind ghosting can vary, and it's essential to understand that it's not always about you. Sometimes, the person doing the ghosting might be experiencing their issues or fears that lead them to take this drastic step. Some common reasons for ghosting can include fear of confrontation, avoidance of difficult conversations, or simply a loss of interest. It's important to keep in mind that ghosting says more about the person doing it than the person being ghosted. Ghosting can be deeply hurtful and emotionally damaging, leaving the person on the receiving end with a sense of confusion, rejection, and self-doubt. In the next segments, we'll explore the psychology behind ghosting and how to deal with the aftermath. So stay tuned and keep watching as we uncover more about this complex phenomenon. The psychology of ghosting. Now we're going to dive deeper into the psychology of ghosting. Why do people choose to ghost and what's going on in their minds? Let's explore the reasons behind this behavior. Psychology of ghosting. Ghosting is not a one-size-fits-all behavior, and the motivations behind it can be quite complex. However, we can identify some common psychological factors that contribute to this phenomenon. One significant factor is the fear of confrontation. People often choose to ghost because they want to avoid uncomfortable or difficult conversations. They might be worried about hurting the other person's feelings or facing their reactions. Another psychological factor is a desire to escape responsibility. Ghosting allows individuals to exit a situation without having to explain their actions or take accountability for their decisions. It's a way of evading the consequences of their actions. Additionally, some people ghost simply because they've lost interest or attraction. In these cases, the excitement or initial connection may have faded, and they choose to disengage rather than communicate their changing feelings. It's crucial to recognize that ghosting can have significant emotional consequences on the person being ghosted. Feelings of rejection, confusion, and self-doubt can be challenging to overcome. Now, we'll discuss strategies for coping with ghosting and ways to protect your emotional well-being. But before we move on, remember that ghosting is not a reflection of your worth. Understanding the psychology behind it can help you navigate these situations with greater resilience. 3. Recognizing manipulative behaviors. We're shifting our focus to manipulation and the tactics manipulators use to gain power and control over others. Manipulation is a behavior that can occur in various aspects of life, including personal relationships, family, work, and friendships. It's essential to understand the signs and tactics manipulators employ. Let's begin by looking at some manipulative behaviors. These can include gaslighting, guilt-tripping, emotional control, and exploiting vulnerabilities. Recognizing these behaviors is the first step in protecting yourself. Gaslighting, for instance, is a manipulative technique where the manipulator makes you doubt your own thoughts, feelings, and reality. They might say things like, "You're overreacting," or "That didn't happen." This can lead you to question your sanity. Guilt tripping involves making someone feel responsible for the manipulator's emotions or actions. Manipulators might say, "You've disappointed me," or "You owe me this." Emotional control is when someone tries to control your emotions by making you feel overly guilty or anxious about their reactions. They use your feelings against you to get what they want. Lastly, manipulators often exploit vulnerabilities, targeting your insecurities and weaknesses. They use this knowledge to exert control over you. Recognizing these behaviors is the first step in protecting yourself from manipulation. Now, we'll delve deeper into understanding the psychology of manipulators, why they behave this way, and how to set boundaries to prevent manipulation from affecting your life. 4. Understanding manipulators. Now we're going to delve deeper into understanding why manipulators behave the way they do and what drives their actions. Manipulators are not simply bad people. There are underlying psychological factors that contribute to their behavior. Understanding these factors can help us approach the issue with empathy and set healthier boundaries. One significant factor is low self-esteem. Manipulators often struggle with feelings of inadequacy, which they attempt to mask through control and manipulation. By making others feel inferior or dependent on them, they temporarily boost their self-esteem. Insecurity is another driving force behind manipulation. Manipulators may fear abandonment or rejection, leading them to employ tactics that keep people close to them. This can manifest as emotional control or jealousy. Some manipulators have a history of trauma or abuse, which can contribute to their manipulative behavior. They may have learned these tactics as a way to protect themselves in the past. It's essential to recognize that understanding manipulators' motives doesn't excuse their behavior. However, it can help us empathize with their struggles and take appropriate action. Now we'll discuss strategies for setting boundaries and protecting yourself from manipulation, all while maintaining a compassionate approach. 5. Protecting yourself. Now we're going to discuss strategies for protecting yourself from manipulation and maintaining healthy boundaries in your relationships. Recognizing manipulative behaviors and understanding manipulators' psychology is crucial, but it's equally important to take action to safeguard your well-being. Let's start with setting boundaries. Establishing clear, firm boundaries in your relationships is a powerful way to protect yourself from manipulation. Clearly communicate your limits and be ready to enforce them. It's also essential to trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right or someone's behavior is making you uncomfortable, listen to your gut feelings. Your intuition is a valuable tool for detecting manipulation. Another key strategy is to seek support from trusted friends and family. Open up to people you trust about your concerns and experiences. They can provide an outside perspective and emotional support. Additionally, educate yourself about manipulation and abusive behavior. The more you know, the better equipped you'll be to identify and respond to manipulative tactics. Finally, don't be afraid to walk away from toxic or manipulative relationships. You deserve healthy, respectful connections. If someone repeatedly crosses your boundaries or engages in manipulative behavior, it may be best to distance yourself from them. Now we'll share real-life stories and experiences from individuals who've successfully protected themselves from manipulation. These stories can provide valuable insights and inspiration. 6. Real-life stories. Now we're going to feature real-life stories and experiences from individuals who've encountered manipulation and successfully navigated through it. These stories aim to shed light on the personal struggles people face when dealing with manipulative individuals. They also demonstrate the strength and resilience it takes to overcome such challenges. I'd like to share my experience with manipulation. I was in a toxic relationship where my partner used emotional control to keep me isolated from friends and family. It took me a while to recognize the signs, but with the support of loved ones, I found the courage to walk away and rebuild my life. Now my friend, he was a victim of gaslighting at work. His boss constantly undermined his confidence and questioned his abilities. It took time, but he documented the behavior, sought advice from HR, and ultimately found a healthier work environment. These stories highlight the importance of recognizing manipulative behavior and taking action to protect oneself. It's inspiring to see how these individuals overcame their challenges and emerged stronger. Sharing stories like these can help others facing similar situations feel less alone and more empowered to take control of their lives. Now next, we'll wrap up our discussions on manipulation and manipulation, offering additional tips and resources for those seeking help or looking to support someone who's been affected by manipulation. If you found these real-life stories and insights valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more discussions on psychology and relationships. 7. Conclusion, the final segment of our series on manipulation and its effects. In this concluding segment, we'll wrap up our discussions and offer some concluding thoughts, as well as additional resources for those seeking help or looking to support someone affected by manipulation. Throughout this series, we've delved into the psychology of manipulation, explored real-life stories, and discussed strategies for recognizing manipulative behavior and protecting oneself. It's crucial to remember that manipulation can take many forms, and it's not always easy to detect. The most important thing is to trust your instincts, set boundaries, and seek support when needed. Here are some key takeaways from our discussions. 1. Recognize manipulative behaviors like gaslighting, guilt-tripping, and emotional control. 2. Understand that manipulation often stems from the manipulator's insecurities and past experiences. 3. Protect yourself by setting clear boundaries and listening to your intuition. 4. Seek support from trusted friends, family, or professionals when facing manipulation. 5. Don't be afraid to walk away from toxic relationships for your well-being. Remember, manipulation can be emotionally damaging, but it's never your fault. Seeking help and support is a sign of strength, not weakness. If you or someone you know is dealing with manipulation, there are numerous resources available. Organizations, therapists, and helplines can provide guidance and assistance. Before we conclude, I want to express our gratitude for your time and engagement in this series. If you found this content helpful, please consider sharing it with others who may benefit, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful discussions on psychology and relationships. Remember, you have the strength to protect yourself from manipulation and build healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we'll see you in our next series. Until then, take care and be kind to yourself.